Today is February 4th. It's supposed to be February 3rd, but got tired, so here it is. This is going to be first week of February. It's Brood War Weekly. I don't even remember the number anymore. I stopped counting, but I think that really doesn't matter anymore. So we're going to go right ahead into the result. SK Planet Pro League 2011-2012 Season 1 Round 2. On the last Saturday's match, we have Kespa Team A beating Wonjin Stars 3-2. We have KT Roaster beating CJ Entus 3-1. We have Air Force Ace actually defeating STX Seoul 3-2, and then that got them out of the last place for a little bit, I think. We have Samsung Khan beating SK Telecom T1 in a little bit upset, maybe not upset 3-2. We have Wonjin Stars defeating CJ Entus 3-1, and we have Samsung Khan shutting off Kespa Team A 3-0. So that's gonna be it for the results that much, because I really don't have any foreign league going on at the moment, and I don't have we don't have anything going on at the moment. I heard the Gambits Cup was still going on, but I didn't know much into that. Altitude Nation Wars just finished, so we're gonna go right ahead into the little bit of the Korean news at the moment. For those of you guys who still don't know, on February 1st, 12 o'clock a.m. Korean Standard Time, the NBC game has officially shut down, so it's going to cease all operations on actual gaming aspect of the channel, and the channel has officially switched over to NBC Music. So you're not going to find any more MSO Pro League on the channel. You're also not going to find those Star Infinity Challenge series or anything else game related on that channel anymore. So goodbye NBC game. I did a rant on this, but I'm over with the rant, so I'm not going to rant here yet again. I'm gonna make a little rant later on in the show after I saw some new things online with the whole NBC game thing, but that's gonna be later during the show. Anyways, going into a little foreign scene and I could cover this a little bit more, but it's gonna all happen tomorrow on February 5th, 2012. It's going to be Exploit.com random invitation. We're gonna take top 16 players. I forgot which top 16 players were invited, but those 16 players will actually duke it out in a random match. Basically, they'll play in a tournament, but they cannot select their races. They will have to select random. They'll have to play, so the player who is the best, like, if Zeke was in the tournament, I don't even remember who was in the tournament first of all. Excuse me. Now, if you have a particular player in the tournament, then they can't play their own race. They have to pick random in order to win the tournament, and that's the only thing they could do. Anyways, so yeah, that's gonna be the little foreign news. I have also something coming out later in the show. And that random punching, I'm sorry, I have to do this out in the hallway because my roommate's asleep. I can't do it in my room. But anyways, going into the next one, here's a little rant that I want to say. Like, you have all those like K-pop stars and everyone coming out on Brood War trying to support the scene, but I haven't seen anyone as supportive as Park Kwang-gyu. Compared to everyone else, I have to say, because if you actually look at SK Telecom T1 matches, when Bisu plays, you have this singer, like this male singer. He's not even attractive. First of all, he's not even attractive. He comes out, he doesn't even sing, but he supports Bisu every single time, and you're just like, whoa, wait a minute, we have a long-haired dude who looks a little weird, and he's supporting Bisu. But I have to say, he's been supporting esports scene for a while. There was that. I forgot how it all started, but there was the thing is like, oh, I support Bisu fully. He comes to Pro League finals and then does a show. He comes to OSL, does a show. He goes everywhere around the scene, and then he comes out of nowhere for SK Telecom T1 matches, and then he starts supporting Bisu everywhere. And even in some of the Korean mainstream shows, he started mentioning esports. So if there's any celebrity in Korea who actually supports esports, I think it has to be this guy, because like you had like late T gimmick where they try to support themselves using like Pro League interview. They never showed up again. You have like those famous singers like IU or like whatever come onto the Pro League finals or OSL MSL finals. They never show up yet again. But this guy always shows up every single time. So and he is a great singer also, so unless you're like this guy, every Korean celebrity you see, they know about StarCraft, but I'm not sure if they actually support it as much as this dude right here. Speaking of supportive scene and a little bit interest, let's go into little interesting games. The Diarrhea Zerg. for anyone who hasn't watched this game, I forgot who we played against. It was a Protoss from Moonlight Stars. I forgot the name. I think it was Shy, but I'm not completely sure. But if anyone remembers that match, in Korean scene, he got the nickname the Diarrhea Zerg. His name was third on the Diarrhea Zerg. Basically, was the #1 keyword on the search on Naver.com for a few hours, and his name was the third place on the list for a couple of hours. Basically, for those of you guys who haven't seen the match yet, please go ahead. Just close your ears for a few minutes and then just go watch that match. It is the #1. It is one of the more entertaining match that happened throughout the whole season so far. Basically, Jaedong plays on Outlier, and he starts macroing up from his main hatchery, and I guess there was 2 hatcheries in his main, and he puts 3 drones on the ramp. Basically, let's say this is the ramp. He puts 3 drones, and then the drone just sits there for the next 10 minutes. And actually, let me try to get the picture. Actually, I don't even know if I can get the picture in time, so I'm just gonna go ahead with it. But basically, those 3 drones blocked all the units that were coming out. Yeah, it was versus flying. Thank you, Nick. It's just kidding. It was versus flying. The drone blocks the ramp, and then the units cannot get out completely for the next 10 minutes. And just watch the match. It was, yeah. So basically, let's say the food intake that I get is like the food intake that I get is like the Zerglings, the Hydras, and and some of the other stuff. So basically, let's say the food is like Zerglings and Hydras. So Jaedong macros it up and then spits out and then makes a unit out, which means that it just goes out my throat and then it just gets built up in my stomach until I have to use the bathroom and it gets fucking. I'm sorry for using that word, but it gets diarrhea out. You have to watch the clip. You have to watch that clip. Anyways, I'm gonna go two-part discussion today a little bit. First of all, it's going to be problems with Kespa a little bit that I've been seeing with the on forums like FOMOS and everywhere else. So first of all, let me get my notepad out because I actually have it. But first of all, let me talk about the NBC situation a little bit. I know last week I ranted about the whole NBC situation, $1 thing, you know, whatever, the money situation. Whatever. Here's the thing that I have to say about this situation, though. Seems like my armpit hair is showing up a little. God damn it. Anyways, what you call it? The money situation, I think, is also part of the problem. But there was a show that got aired. It was a rebroadcast of one of the popular NBC game shows called those like unpredictable replays or whatever it was called. And the thing is that they show the replay and then they have those like little blurbs on the left bottom corner, and then they have those like producer commentaries and stuff. What happened was that it was the final rebroadcast and they put special commentaries on there, basically saying, did NBC Game run out of business? Did NBC Game decide to change to NBC Music just because of money? And they were like, no. And one of the producers is thinking that it was not even the big factor coming when it came down to NBC Game changing to NBC Music. The comments that got stated right after was 2 comments. One, there was a huge incident in the esports scene in Korea, and that kind of changed the upper hand's minds. This is of course referring to Saber, and so basically they're trying to say those match fixers destroyed the NBC Game, and it was one of the bigger parts, if not the biggest parts, in destroying NBC Game. So for those of you guys who still like Saber for his amazing plays and 3 MSL wins, he just destroyed his home because he wanted extra money. I don't care if you still like Saber after that, but I'm just trying to say Saber actually destroyed his home. The second thing is that it's not even like and then there was a comment where it's like, it's not even like Kespa tried to help out with the situation. Now, the thing is that if I remember correctly, Kespa tried to hide the whole thing so that it doesn't get mainstream, and then try to hide the whole thing, you know, give out only penalties and stuff. But it did get mainstream. I think it was Recco on Team Liquid who said they were trying to keep this on the ground, but that never happened. And it seems like Kespa did not really try to convince the upper hands a little bit with that, as much as NBC game producers wanted Kespa to. So I think there's a little bit of like bias here with like Kespa not with like the NBC producers saying like Kespa didn't help out much, and then Kespa actually doing the best job that they can to maintain NBC game. But it was just like a little rant there. But the actual things that I have to say about Kespa are two things. Now Kespa is endorsed by the Korean government, of course, and the thing is that they're supposed to run the leagues professionally. They have two professional leagues in Korea at the moment, endorsed by Kespa under the name of Pro League. Those two leagues are, of course, SK Planet Pro League Season 1, and then you have the SK Special Force 2 League. And I would like to talk about the Special Force 2 League for a second, because that was an incident that happened basically where there was a lag in the match, and one of the players raised their hand. It's like there's a lag problem. The referee, though, what was supposed to happen was the referee was supposed to stop the match, find the source of the lag, because lag in an FPS game would completely destroy everything with the teamwork and everything. But the referee was like, but the lag stopped happening, and seems like the lag was still happening. I'm not even sure about that moment, but the referee did not stop the match basically, and for the next set, they were completely destroyed because they started late and then they were completely out of formation. Kespa is supposed to run this league professionally, so if a player raises their hand, I mean, even if it's for a stupid reason, I think it's the right decision to actually stop the match, ask what the problem is, and then if the problem is stupid, deal out a penalty to the player or whatever. I really think that was a big factor on STX Seoul winning against Wongjin Stars, but it happened. Wongjin Stars actually filed a complaint against Kespa referees for not stopping the match, but I'm not sure what's the outcome of it. But yeah, Kespa is supposed to be slightly more professional in this. And second thing that I'd like to talk about Kespa is that Kespa really needs to step it up for the fans. And what I mean by that, I think it was that exact match. But after the Pro League, after Special Force 2 ended, the STX fans were outside the stadium waiting for the players to come out. But basically, the iPark Mall, the place where the stadium is located at, the iPark Mall staff and the security just came up and said, "You guys can't hang around here." While the fans were trying to look out for the players, the security just come and said, "You guys can't play here," and then they kick him outside of the iPark Mall. The problem was that it was snowing that day. It was really cold that day. They had no protective gear or whatever. I don't even know. But the fact is that Kespa tried to argue against this, but it really didn't happen. So some of the fans are left out in the cold for I don't know how long, but it really doesn't make sense for Kespa not to step up for the fans and then trying to bring back into the stadium to keep them warm or whatever. So I think Kespa really needs to step up a little bit more, because to be quite honest, Kespa is doing a really nice job compared to what's been happening in the past few years, because they're adding new boosts to Special Force 2 Pro League so that the players can actually talk to each other without any interference to the other team. They're adding new games into the whole actual Kespa League system, with Southern Attack just getting elected as the official Kespa game. They're promoting new games while also adding new games into the game, and they also started running Pro League while also supporting a team by themselves while using their own money to pay for the players. And I think Kespa has been doing a very nice job, but I think they just need to step it up a little bit more and then delete their past image completely. And with NBC game gone, they really need to step it up. That's my point of view. They've been doing a great job so far, but I think those little things have to be fixed in order for Kespa to be seen a little bit more professional from the past. Seems like I pressed the wrong key. Anyways, one more thing that I'd like to talk about is why I'm doing all this translator show thing, and because I've been asked. Someone actually asked me a question about why you're devoting yourself so much into esports, and basically my answer is, I think the foreign fans deserve more than they're getting right now. I'm Korean, I understand Korean, everything, so it's fine for me, but I seriously think that foreign fans deserve a lot more than what they're getting right now. For example, I haven't proposed this yet, but I really think OnGameNet should have 2 separate streams online, one for the Koreans and one having English overlay, English data, and everything for the foreign fans. And I think that will be a really great step up for people who are on Team Liquid or anywhere else around the country, because English is basically right now the most spoken language around the world, so everyone would understand at least simple bits. I'm not suggesting English stream though, because it's gonna be hard for people to set that up. Also, what I'd like to see is like, also, I mean, I just want to support you guys. I mean, and I've been trying to do that as much as I can. For once, I try to get the CJ Entus players to cheer for the Team Liquid and the streamers online, and that actually worked out pretty well. While I was in Korea, I tried to put in Team Liquid stuff as much as possible, while also trying to promote myself and some of the better foreign known figures. And basically, I also got into OSL Twitter thing, and on the bottom they actually included the word Team Liquid on there. So I've been trying to promote Team Liquid as much as possible, trying to help you guys as much as possible. That's why I've been doing a lot of translations in the beginning of the days, also doing some English commentaries for you guys. And I mean, if it didn't have that much fan base, I wouldn't have done this at all. So I would like to thank you guys. Anyways, gonna try to wrap this up now since I have other things to do. Upcoming schedule in the foreign scene, we have. Actually, I have something else to add at the end of the show, but I can't say this yet. On the upcoming matches, Twitch TV Gambit Cup just continues with Sunday, February 5th, 21 CET, and Friday, February 10th, 21 CET. I'm not too sure on the time though, so you guys are gonna have to check it out. Double check or whatever you want to do. And on the Pro League scene, of course, I was supposed to do this one day ago on a Friday, but right now it's Saturday, so the first 2 matches have been played out, but I'm not going to speak about the results for possible spoiler. Now, SK Planet Pro League 2011-2012 Season 1 Round 2 continues on Saturday, February 4th, 4 CET. STX Seoul versus CJ Entus and Woongjin Stars versus Samsung Con. Of course, these 2 matches have been played out. If you want the results, go watch the BODs of Sale. If you want English commentaries, go watch the BODs on Esports TV itself. If you want to watch the Korean broadcast, and just go to Team Liquid if you want to know the results. Sunday, February 5th, 4 CET, we have Kespa Teammate going against SK Telecom T1. That's in 45 minutes, and right after that match, we will have Air Force Ace versus KT Roaster. On Tuesday, February 7, 12 CET, I've been saying 10 CET for the most of the time, but I realized that my time was wrong. 12 CET, we will have STX Seoul versus Samsung Con. And on Wednesday, February 8, 12 CET, we will have Air Force Ace versus CJ Entus. And CJ Entus is actually behind 2 games right now, so they actually need to step up in order to raise their rankings a little bit. So that's gonna be the crucial thing, because Air Force Ace is an easy team to get, but I don't think it's the easiest team to get at this moment. So that's gonna be it for Brood War Weekly today. And if you have any comments, send it to broodwarweekly@gmail.com. You can also watch this. You can also rewatch this at www.youtube.com/broodwarweekly. I am SNM, and here is a special message.